James, don't you host the show? Why are you all the way to the side? I hear you asking. It's because we're doing something very different today. This is something I came up with at the last second called Wildcard Week. This isn't going to be a regular thing. This is just going to be a if I find something that remotely relates to the game. We played 5-Minute Dungeon, so I figured we would do a little dungeon crawl. We're all very avid D&D-ers. I'm not going to try to find a new word for that. It's going to get bad.
That's pretty much what it
Cat
is.
pending.
Yeah. So today we're going to be doing a little one-off dungeon crawl. I actually have a choose-your-own-adventure book called Into the Dungeon, written by Harry Connor, art by, oh, there's so many artists, Felix Meal, Faye Stacey, and Letty Wilson. I've been meaning to play this for a while. It's not. And I finally have people that I've convinced to play it. So we're going to do that now. Do you guys want to read out who your characters are real quick? Starting with Kroe?
Yeah, I can start. My character's name is Trevor. He is an asshole with a heart of uranium-235 and is a weak-ass bitch. He's got a strength of 3, a dex of 3, a charisma of 1, an intelligence of 5, and total health is 7. So we're gonna die pretty soon.
Hell yeah.
I feel like I wasn't as serious as I should have been on my character.
What did you do?
So my character's name is Lord Farquaad. He has a Napoleon complex. Loves himself. He's really into redheads. He doesn't like fairy tale creatures. And his catchphrase is "Shut up, I have money."
Great.
He's also 4 feet tall. His strength is 3, dex is 2, charisma is 3, intelligence 1, total health is 12.
I don't know what you expected from us, because mine's only going down from here.
Alright, well, who are you? Who are
I
you,
am-
mystery third person?
Edwin Sharon. I am a bard. I play the lute. I have curly red hair. That's only. Oh, he's 14. I made him young. He's young.
Oh yeah, that was the
But-
issue with the other kids, their age.
But it's important to the story because he is a bard, but his charisma is a 1. So he's not good. So that's why I aged him down. He's still going into his role. He has a strength of 3, a dexterity of 1, a charisma of 1, an intelligence of 3, but his health is 10.
Okay.
He's a spry 14-year-old boy.
So, quick recap. We have Lord Farquaad from Shrek. We have Ed Sheeran.
Edwin Sharon, copyright. This is parody.
And who I can only guess is Trevor from GTA?
No, you misheard it. Trevor.
Trevor, with a B.
Yes.
Wait, where's the B?
I want to know my character's like 45.
This is going to be a quick episode.
Hey, did we level up yet?
No.
I need a long rest.
So, if on the off chance you don't know what a choose your own adventure book is, it is literally a book, and at the bottom it'll face you with a choice, and depending on what you choose, you'll flip to a different page and continue the story. There are like 20 to 30 possible endings that I have gotten. I assume there is more. I have tried to draw a map for this book about 5 or 6 times, and every time I cannot continue because there is an invisible room somewhere. There are also, more importantly, 24 achievements that come with the book. I will be passing these out as they get accomplished.
Oh.
So, with that, with our cast of characters picked, let's begin. This is the place. Here at the edge of the moor stands the last ruins of what was once a castle. Huge stone moss trace out the room. A spiral staircase crumbles upwards to nowhere. Moss and cow parsley and clover carpet the rooms and creep up the old walls. Everywhere but one last doorway. The stone arch stands intact and free of the ivy and lichen that coat the other stones. But if only the rain dare touch it. A well-trodden track winds through the ruins to the archway, beyond which thick stone steps bow in the center from years of footfalls, descends downwards into a dark passage. You see footprints in the mud heading towards the passage, but none coming out. The cold rain begins to fall and wind whips it sideways, flattening the grass and clover in waves. You think you see a distant light somewhere in the dark of the passage, and it suddenly seems terribly inviting. Determined, you take a breath and patter downward into the darkness. As you descend, the passage widens out, lit with faint, flickering torches. You don't have a choice here. You enter the dungeon. Because I said so.
I cast
This is
Fireball.
railroading.
I wanted to leave.
There's a Goosebumps Choose Your Adventure that allows you to do that.
And then you
Is
just
it
close the
one
book.
one-
Yeah, literally. You turn it, it's like, you decided that it was better to live than to discover the truth. Have a good day.
I think I also read that.
It was like the amusement park one.
No, the music part one was the monsters that like you pinch. I think this one involved more like I think it's the young boy in a mansion.
Oh yeah, they made a few of those.
I was very concerned with that book. I was getting mad actually.
It's valid. You guys do, however, just because I said so, enter into the storeroom. You are standing in a storeroom full of sacks and boxes and the faint smell of rot. Yet it seems not nearly as old as the castle above. A heavy wooden door set with gleaming brass bolts and inlays leads off to your left, and at the end of the room, another passage continues. Would you like to search the storeroom, examine the heavy door, or continue downward?
I'd like to search the storeroom.
I
I
agree.
roll for traps.
There are no traps.
I search the storeroom.
We're searching the room.
So, let's see. You find several things best left behind. Bread rolls moldering in strange colors, scraps of hide, though from what animal you cannot fathom, and a single cracked skull. But in the corner of a dusty box, you come across a length of rope and a small bottle of sweet wine. One of you can hold whatever.
I drink the wine.
Okay. All of it or just some of it?
Oh, the whole thing. Why did I stop halfway?
Wow.
You are drunk.
I'll
You have
take.
a length of rope.
Can I take the rope? I'll
Sure.
carry it.
Would you like to continue downward or turn to the heavy door?
I want to look at the heavy door.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
You die.
That's
It's
it.
very heavy. You know?
As you look closer, you see the brass patterns of the door are vines and ornament that intertwine upwards into a central insignia you do not recognize. Topped with a crown and surrounded by rich fruits and meats, you see no keyhole. Would you like to push on the door or return to the storeroom and continue downward?
I really thought you were going to give the option of push or pull the door.
Would you like to push the door?
I kind of want to push the door.
I kind of want to.
I know.
Let's push the door.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
I'm a 14-year-old boy. I didn't even ask. I just immediately started touching it.
I'm a 45-year-old man pushing the door with 13.
I'm taller than you, so I'm just towering over.
That's correct.
Okay.
But my character is also into redheads.
Stop.
Hey, Trevor, how are you feeling about this?
What color's your hair?
I'm bald.
Probably the safest.
Life for the best.
A whir and a click. The door swings inward with an ease that doesn't seem to match its weight at all, and you hear a distant whir and click as a mechanism in the doorframe seems to activate. You instinctively pull back as a small wooden bolt shoots downward from a gap in the ceiling above. Who's leading the pack right now?
Probably Laura Farquaad.
What's your dexterity?
2.
If your dexterity is 2 or below, the bolt grazes the side of your arm, and you take 2 points of damage.
Damn.
I volunteered to send myself.
You also would go first, though.
I need you to know that if his dexterity was 3 or above, he dodges and the next person in line takes the hit.
My God.
In either case,
You're kind of drunk, so you're last right now.
Okay.
you're trash.
I have a question.
What's up?
Okay, so the door was a very heavy door.
It looked heavy.
Well, it looked heavy, but what did you call it earlier?
The brass door.
Oh, the brass door. I thought you said it was a heavy door, and now I'm going to call you a liar because it wasn't that heavy.
It was a brass door, and it looked heavier than it was apparently. I didn't write this. In either case, regardless of who got shot, you gingerly step through the doorway with rather more care, and after a few steps see a grand, bright staircase that curves away upward. The stairs are carpeted and seem lit. as if from torchlight or a great chandelier. Above that you cannot see. On hearing nothing further, you begin to slowly climb the steps. Would you like to do that, or would you like to turn back?
Yeah, it's not steps. We've already went there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the quick one.
You said everything in the storeroom was supposed to be forgotten, so it made sense. So I'm just.
He's writing something down.
Oh, because this is a choose your adventure, anytime we like change into a new room, I'm gonna write it down.
Oh. Okay,
So in case you guys, for some reason, are like, let's backtrack, I can be like, oh god.
Oh no.
I want to backtrack.
We only move.
We only go forward. I only make forward moves, okay? I make silent moves, forward moves. Forward fire quad.
The empty hall. The stairs climb and climb until you think you must be above ground now. As you climb, a few doors lead off to your left or right, but they're all locked, fast and immovable. Just when you think the staircase must be endless, it opens into a great hall. There is a long table lined with benches and a high-backed chair of plush red velvet at the far end. The table is laden with foods of all kind, venison, steak, and suckling pigs on beds of greens, and butter, great pies, cakes, fishes, fruit, fresh eels, cheese, bread puddings, jellies, and tarts. What a long list of food that was.
It's all of them.
The
Well,
food steams.
I'm hungry now, but continue.
As if bought fresh from the kitchens, and new candles flicker in silver candlesticks. But the benches still lie empty. Tapestries hang from the walls, and on the furthest wall above the chair is a portrait of a lordly man fresh from a hunt. He is smiling benevolently from a magnificent horse, a bloody corpse of a prized deer at his feet. The room is quiet and still, and quite empty of people. You see no doors leading from the room. Would you like to approach the table, or descend back down the stairs to the storeroom?
I think we've established we're going.
We're going.
I guess we're approaching the table.
Is there wine?
Is there werewolves?
Can we roll to check to make sure the food's real, or is this a Scooby-Doo Zombie Island situation where it ends up all being wax?
If it doesn't tell you you can do it, I don't know, dog. I'm reading a book.
Add a little flair.
So it's like
Add a little
it's like
spice.
secondary reading. Right.
So, you approach the table. The food smells delicious, and you find yourself unable to recall when you last ate. A bowl of shiny apples sits right at the edge of the table. You take a step forward. They look crisp and sweet. When did you last eat an apple that looked so good? You find you have picked up the apple and have it in your hand. It seems solid and ordinary.
Who is holding this apple? Which one of us? I feel like that's important right
Who?
now.
Yes. Who picked up the apple?
This is poison.
I think
I feel like you would.
I'm kind of hungry, right?
Yeah, you just drank.
Trevor.
Trevor's
yeah.
like, yeah, I can go for some food.
Okay, Trevor. What's your intelligence?
5.
If your intelligence is 5 or higher, you pause for a moment and look across the table. Turn to page 82.
I'm
Trevor.
drunk, but I'm smart.
I drink and I know things.
Crop dusted Whole Foods, baby. What a
I
great-
don't know this.
It was
but
a very old TikTok audio. We'll play it right now. Okay. So, drunk Trevor
Yeah.
looks up. You look up again at the tapestry opposite you, into the eyes of the smiling lord above his kill, and all of a sudden remember the archway in the ruins, and the dungeon you sought to explore. How strange it is to have found a banquet laid out in a great hall when the landscape seems quite desolate and empty. How strange that the benches are empty and none eat at the table. As the thought comes to you, you see that the tapestry is not new, but faded and tattered. The lord's face twists in a grimace of satisfaction, and the deer still bleeding out never granted a quick death. On the table, the candles are long burned out, the food furred and covered in mold, the apple in your hand turning into thick slime as you let it fall from your grasp. The benches are not empty, but full of thin, pale figures in tattered rags who tear hungrily at the feast before them, shoveling the disintegrating dishes into their mouths, scrapping at the bones and slime and maggots, and wriggle up over their silver plates. And there at the head of the table is the Lord, standing with his arms raised in a gesture of welcome. Would you like to speak to the Lord, or turn and flee?
What's up, dude?
Oh, okay.
Oh, He's
Mm.
chosen.
Oh no.
He's chosen to speak to the Lord.
I feel like that, like, we understand an illusion, right? So talking to the person who probably caused the illusion is not the greatest
I
idea.
know we said we were gonna go forward, but I would have turned back. But you've already said something to him,
You
so
know-
now I'm just like.
Well, no, what I'm thinking, he's famous. Like, he's got a picture of himself.
Some
so
of
he's-
you may
He's
die.
probably Joe. And that's a risk I'm willing to take.
You spoke to the Lord at the hall. The Lord gestures expansively around, seemingly unaware of the rot and the dust and the appearance of his guests. Welcome, traveler. The harvest has been prosperous and the hunt bountiful, and we have more than we can eat. Stay a while and join us. Kroe, what's your charisma?
1.
Since you initiated this conversation, you hesitate for a moment, and the Lord's face twists in anger, and the hall seems to darken. Why do you not sit with us? It is a great insult to refuse a Lord's hospitality. Eat of our food and drink of our wine. Would you like to pick up the least rotted thing on the table and take a small bite to appease the Lord? Or would you like to run?
I ain't no bitch.
I don't know that. Okay, so you're not running. So
We're in the background just going.
if he dies, he dies.
I'm just like slowly backing
But
up.
first I'll live. And then I'll die.
Let me double check something real quick.
Did I get
Is there a
an
dumbass
achievement?
award?
There
It's
is.
called the Darwin Award.
Natural selection.
I only get that when I die.
Um,
Which, I guess, we'll see.
You bite down and the food is delicious. The greatest thing you've ever tasted. You see now that the tables are full of ordinary merry guests eating and drinking, and always have been. At the head of the table, the Lord smiles graciously and laughs and jokes with the others, and you sit at the empty space on the end of the bench, suddenly at ease. You find you have no desire to leave for now, and help yourself to the bread pudding. The turnips look very good too, and you're so terribly hungry. You try the eels and the bramble pie and think it's the best to taste some of the venison and the pig and the sausage before you leave, out of courtesy. The room is warm, the wine is sweet, and the food is wonderful and satisfying. You find yourself still hungry, perhaps more so than ever before, slowly eating and eating, each dish better than the last and never seeming to run out. You find a deep pleasure in the very act of chewing and swallowing, the feel of the food in your throat, greater perhaps than anything you felt before. And when you begin to grab the food in great fistfuls, the other guests only laugh and join you. All thoughts of the dungeons and its treasures eventually fade from you, placed only by a desire to consume. And there you remain, feasting at the Lord's table, where there are no days and no nights and no end to the banquet. Your journey ends here.
Nice.
Alright. Kroe, you've been graced with 2 of the 24 achievements. You get Gathered for the Feast, which you get for dining with the Lord, and you get You Died, Character Didn't Make It.
Yeah, baby.
Yay!
However, there are still 2 adventurers, and we are going to assume that you watched Trevor start eating maggot-infested food, and you decided to flee. So we will turn to page 18.
Hey,
Sorry, I have to write it down.
do you want to write a song about this?
It won't be good. I have a charisma of 1, but I can.
You 2 turn and begin to run back down the staircase, now dim and dark and dripping. The carpet rotting away, and the steps very slick. Both of you, what is your dexterity?
Oh
I
no.
have a dex of 2.
I have a dex of 1. You fall and break your neck. You also
Jordan.
die.
Jordan, you take 1 point of damage as
Okay.
you slip and clatter down the stairs. Lord Farquaad, you're fine.
Oh, cool, yeah.
I have a health of 10, so now I'm at 9.
Okay.
That's not bad.
You hear the sounds of silverware and laughter, and most of all eating, but gradually the noise recedes and you stumble back into the storeroom, pulling the heavy door shut behind you and following the passage downward, hoping desperately nothing has followed you from that plate. We will continue downward on page 25. The dark passageway downward. You continue down the steps that lead away from the storeroom, noticing rubble here and there that must have once been doorways, now collapsed and impassable. The main stairway is mostly clear, but becomes darker and narrower as you go on. You find yourself feeling your way down the passage towards a distant light below. Suddenly, your foot hits the next step and finds a studded metal that presses down with your weight. You pause, foot still on the strange track. Nothing seems to have happened. Yet. Would you like to lift your foot but wait? Continue walking? Or run down the rest of the stairs?
Which one of us is on it? Oh wait, hold on. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Alright, so I'm standing on it.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to lift and wait? Do you want to keep walking at a normal pace, or would you like to run down the stairs?
We're definitely not walking at a normal pace.
So
I'm gonna run.
Let's go to page 33 then, folks.
Sounds ominous.
Are you in front of me or behind me?
I have short little legs.
He is behind me.
Running down the
Short
steps,
little legs.
you hear a heavy thud from below and realize, too late, you're running towards the source of that noise. You emerge into a room lined with now open cages and a huge beast there waiting, taking up the whole center of the room. The beast slashes and bites at you, and you take 2 points of damage, scrambling backward into the stairwell. The beast snaps at you but cannot reach you. You can see a door at the far side of the room leading further into the dungeon. Will you decide to fight the beast, or focus on getting to the other side of the room? I'll allow both of you to make this decision.
My strength is a 3. It's not very
My strength
high.
is also 3. I feel like we should get to the other side of the room.
I feel like we're not winning that fight. Let's go to the other side of the room.
Yeah. I have a rope, we'll just like
What's your guys' dexterity?
2.
1.
You should have fought.
Apparently we should have fought.
Didn't think about that.
The beast bites at your legs, and you each take... Oh, I'm going to change this, because it's happening to both of you.
Okay.
One of you will take 1 point, and one of you will take 2 points. I will allow you to decide amongst yourselves.
I'll take the 2. I have no
Okay.
on you.
I forgot this book is written for like a one-person adventure.
You're the slowest person, so it makes sense that he
Well,
gets
I
you.
have like 2 inches of leg. It's like a whole leg gone.
Give me a second.
You're just bald.
In either case, the beast seems to claw and scrabble at the thick door behind you, but cannot break through. You see now the door is reinforced with bars of iron. Breathing hard, you turn your attention to the next room. So,
I'm tired of
you
this.
both
Grandpa.
get the achievement Speedy for successfully running from a dungeon creature.
Ooh.
You chose to run.
Yay. Okay.
It's mine.
Damn.
Alright, short legs.
I took the 2 damage, okay? I get the win out of
He's
this.
the hero.
The room is lit by wall-mounted torches burning with a strangely steady fire. You realize you could easily take a torch from one of the brackets and take it with you. However, to fight any monster in the future, you would have to drop the torch and let it go. Would you like to take the torch, or leave him?
Oh, what? The way it's been going so far.
Maybe we should just take it, because if we just drop it, okay.
Well, what happens if we open it and then it opens the door behind us and then the beast chases us? Because everything we would, take the torch. Take the torch.
Take the torch.
I can't reach it, so you gotta grab it, but...
Oh, so I'm holding the torch.
You take the torch from the walls and carry it with you as you continue. Add the torch to your pocket. You must remove it at any point if you draw a weapon to fight the monsters.
Well, I don't have a weapon.
I don't have
I just got these hands. Ready to
Hey,
eat.
hold out your hands like this real quick.
No.
Good.
You notice 2 strange doors on either side. Welcome back. Lord Farquaad has committed atrocities that I'm legally not allowed to talk about. You've missed nothing. This happened out of character. However, in the time it took you to have this weird domestic violence situation, you start to hear footsteps behind you. Would you like to ready to attack, or would you like to hide?
How do we hide if I'm
Whoa.
holding a break.
Okay, first of all.
Well, no, it's in your pocket.
My pants are on fire. My butt is just glowing.
I say we at least turn around and see what it is. I mean, we still have the option of running eventually, right? I'm hoping.
Can I pass the torch to him and hide? He wants to go look.
Let's just take a look.
Alright.
I'm far behind because I have little legs that don't walk.
I am
very
passing
far.
you the torch. It's in
I
your
now have-
pocket
I now
now.
have the
I am
torch.
hiding. There's like
Okay.
boxes and barrels. I'm like, boop,
As the
I'm in the barrel.
As the footsteps continue, you ready yourself, and you hear a voice call down from the hallway. What does he say?
I'm clever. Let's go. And you see a little short bald man run up who is at least 14 years old.
We couldn't let Kroe sit here for the whole shoot, so I had him make another character. And he decided that Trevor had a brother named Twever.
He's not related at all, actually.
Oh, that's even worse!
He's just...
You were also just happened to be lost.
I am terrified of 12.
Do you attack Twever?
No, I don't.
Twever, what do you think?
Whoever likes these guys. Lord Farquaad is about the same size as him.
So two very short kings stand face to face, sizing each other up. It's real easy, and they decide no war today.
May I make a comment?
Of course.
Lord Farquaad is not allowed to be a king until he is married.
He's simply a lord.
Two short lords.
There we go.
Did you write that down?
No, that's
No,
just
that's the
story-
rules of
That's the
Shrek.
story of
You
Shrek.
put it into your paper. I was like, wow, your character sheet's really. I mean, I like the way you drew his little arms too.
Right? Like, I actually, like, he's like holding space a little bit.
For context, audience, Tyler can't draw. This is really good. I'm really proud of him.
We're gonna take pictures of the art. You don't have to show it like we're gonna put it on the fridge.
James, this is
later.
where you cut to a close-up picture of Tyler's art, and everyone judges Tyler for his drawing
We'll get
skills.
you like a good job sticker.
It's okay. They'll also probably relatively soon be seeing my character sheet and drawing, and hopefully it'll be juxtaposed to Trevor's.
I probably shouldn't have been doodling on mine then.
Yeah.
That's fine. This is fine.
So anyway, there are now two short lords who are going to start their adventure.
Can I come out of the barrel?
It's up to you, man.
I'm gonna get out of the barrel.
He's
I was just like hiding, like. So I'm
Out
dead.
of the closet.
Oh,
Good for him.
should I put that on my
Twe-
character sheet?
Twever, you now see a second little ginger kid.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Let's go.
I just get out my loop. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
What a motley crew.
Oh god.
That's copyrighted.
This needs to turn into a real campaign.
You're now all in this room together. We have no more character sheets, so nobody else gets to die. And you see 4 doors, 2 on either side of the wall, and another path downward at the other end. Would you guys like to open the blackened wood door on your left? Open the ornate gold door on your left? Open the round metal door on your right? Open the tall plain door on your right? Or continue past the doors to the staircase?
So we're all going to agree that burnt door's probably going to have a fire trap behind it, right?
I am not going to any door on the left.
I'm
We have the
feeling-
round
I'm
door
feeling
and
the
the plain door.
The short door.
The round door?
Hobbit door?
I'm feeling the
I,
circle door.
that one spoke to me.
Are all of us short kings?
We are.
short
I'm
lords?
It's the
Unfortunately-
only one actually tall enough for me to grab, okay?
Okay. So you guys will be entering the round metal door. I'll let you.
I feel like this would be bad, but we're going to do it.
You get punched by a dragon.
You know, you get jumped by a gang of hobbits.
Oh.
Shit.
Your father leaves you.
There's art on this page.
Maybe see the art?
What does that mean?
Oh, I'll tell you in a second. A round door is unlocked and swings inward easily, though you see it is thick and heavy, as if the door to a vault. The room beyond is a great cave with a sprawling pile of coins and treasures, and atop it, a great creature is curled, the likes of which you have only seen in stories.
No.
At first you think it's sleeping, but as you take a step into the room, you see a huge eye crack open, and hear a deep, winding voice like the wind in the trees. I heard you approach, small ones. Your footfalls above. You have awoken me from my slumber.
Is this smog?
And I do not hate, and I do so hate to be disturbed. Tell me, what shall you do to appease me, to please me? Have you wits, or is your only use to be a snack?
So Trevor.
1 second. There are 3 options.
Hold on. It's Tweber.
I said Trevor.
He did say Twebo.
Weber.
You can't lisp the second part.
Weber.
No, it's Tweber. There's a B.
There's a B.
Every day I wake up against my own will.
I've been very clear about his
No,
name this whole
you're
time.
right, and I'm sorry. This is the art, by the way. I'll show it to the audience in a second.
Oh.
I called it. It's freaking smog.
Yeah. So,
One of you guys just had to mention a dragon.
It was him.
it was me, and that's on me, honestly. So, preemptively, you do not have a jeweled crown or a silver candlestick on.
Where would we have gotten those?
There were silver candlesticks on the dining room table.
That wasn't an option to steal.
You didn't ask.
You're simply going to do the options you give us.
I'm stealing more things.
To be fair, I got through like 2 of the 4 options, and Johnny over there went, "I'll talk to the creepy old man."
You know what?
That's on you.
I'm letting you know I'm stealing everything from now.
I'm taking everything.
What are our options? What
So-
are our options?
You can run,
Okay, that's running.
you can fight,
No, that's absolutely not.
or if somebody has a charisma of 3 or above, they can tell the dragon a story.
I will tell the dragon story. Oh, wait, what's your charisma?
4.
Yeah, or he's going to tell the dragon story.
You could.
Weber.
Oh,
Weber going in. Weber's going in hot.
we just keep getting paired with these guys. Or like,
Hold on, Twerber's going to tell you a story real quick about Twerber.
can I play music behind you and like give you a little bit of like
Yeah,
inspiration?
I'm gonna keep my
Don't,
2 very
because-
close friends very close to me.
Alright.
Very close.
Very close.
Like if there's a fire at all, come
I
out
cast
and
fire-
It's a fiber.
He originally starts with a basic story. However, after a while, the dragon flicks its claws and says, "Do not tell me tales from a lost age. I know it far better than you, having lived through it. Tell me a tale that I have not heard before." There is 2 paragraphs of text. I will allow you to tell me a story, and then from there, I will pick what the answer is. So, spin me a yarn, boy.
Okay, what kind of story do you have to tell again?
A tale I have not heard before.
Oh!
Weber has got the.
Oh no.
Can I give him inspiration? To play a little song?
No.
You can try your darndest.
Alright, Dragon Boy. The old tales aren't for you, you get it? This is a new tale straight out of the streets of Brooklyn town. And I come coming to you from the big city. The big pair. And I'm gonna tell you the story of Tony Soprano.
Oh.
Go on!
So this boy Tony, he's a wee little lad. I don't know if you've heard of the Italians, but he was of their people.
What sub-race is an Italian?
It's a strong and hardy version. It's kind of a mix of like an elf, but if it was kind of like dwarven a little bit.
No, you're right, actually.
I'm not wrong. Never
And-
call them mixed race though, because
Yeah,
that would make it Italian.
Cut that part
Rob,
right
no,
now.
We're keeping it in, but we'll have a disclaimer.
And
We found whatever she says.
anyway, he owned this like pizzeria, all right. And his dad owned it, and his granddad owned it, and his great granddad owned it, and all that. And they came over on a boat at some point. Anyway, so this guy Tony owned a shop at like 14 years old. It was a front though. He didn't sell pizzas. Well, he sold pizzas, but only because he technically had to or something.
Do you suddenly get the use of the letter R when you're telling a story?
No, I can always say the letter.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he wasn't allowed to use that.
Why are you asking me about that?
I just,
Is it because my name's Tweber?
just curious.
Strong family name.
Continue. Sorry, I was
All
just
right.
making some popcorn.
Trevor ends with an R.
Yeah, but James said that this character.
I said as a joke he would talk like
Oh,
a
okay.
normal character. It's up to Kroe how he does this.
The rest of the story has to be in that accent.
No. I'm going with this. Anyway. So the pizzeria. With this, I don't know if you know what pizzas are. Mr. Dragon.
No.
What's your name?
Bartholomew.
Fuck you, Bartholomew.
And he spits fire through your eye. No, I'm going to pretend you didn't tell Bartholomew the dragon to go fuck himself.
Anyway, Barty. Can I call you Barty? I'm gonna call you Barty. So a pizzeria. It's a pizza rather. It's dough. Do you know what dough is?
Yes.
I don't know what dragons do.
We're familiar with dough and it's turning into bread.
Okay, so imagine that, but it's flattened out, and then you put marinara sauce on the top of that.
What's marinara sauce?
It's like tomato, but you puree it in a blender.
What's a blender?
What's a blender?
It's a machine you hook up to the wall, and it cuts up the fruit or vegetables really tiny.
Is tomato fruit or vegetable?
It depends on who you ask, what your what do you call it? Classification are. Scientifically speaking, it's a fruit because it has all the stuff a fruit has, the seeds inside, the coating, all of that. But it acts like a vegetable in terms of the flavor profile and juices and cooking. Anyway, where was I? Marinara sauce. You put that on, and then you put mozzarella cheese, and you put big hopping glebes of it on top of that. And then, if you're not vegetarian, you put pepperonis on it, and then it's delicious. You cook it after that, all that. You gotta cook it. It tastes terrible if you don't cook it. The fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, the mob. Do you know what the mob is?
I'm aware of the mob.
So this pizzeria was a front for the mob, and Tony was the head guy, and so he was going on, and somebody disrespected him and his daughter or something, and she got married, and then he had to put a hit out on the guy, and then somebody cut some dude's balls off and gave it to him because that dude pissed him off. Am I making any sense? I think so.
That is like
Anyway.
the plot of the Supreme.
That's what happened. They
The
call it the
Sopranos are like
Sopranos.
the trash. Don't they run the garbage trucks?
They work in sanitation.
Yeah,
They clean stuff up, like pizzerias. You know, the audience gets.
These are episodes that never aired. Only Twebba knows.
Yeah.
This
This
is
one has the
the
inside
executive
knowledge.
producer.
Subtracting the pizza place, this is relatively
Yeah, that's surprisingly accurate.
And then there was a car, and then it cut the black, and we stopped watching.
You like the story? I hope you like the story. You're kind of threatening if you don't like it.
The dragon looks at the three of you because you two kept interjecting like you didn't.
We
know
just
what
like
was
sat
going
down
on.
next to you and we were like, oh, we're like leaning on the dragon now. Really? A pizza shop?
I don't mean to interject, Dragon. I do know a donkey.
Oh no.
At this point, the dragon's going to look at the two of you. And he's going to say, "Your friend Twebber has proven himself a interesting companion. Can either of you offer me something in return?"
I offer my loot. It's the only thing I have that makes me a bard.
I also have a charisma 3. I'm willing to tell a story.
I offer the dragon my only treasure.
He is going to just pick up your loot real quick. He's not going to like put it anywhere. He's just going to hold on to it.
It's like a tiny violin.
He's going to point at you. And he's going to be like, "What is your tale?"
Alright,
And
so-
now I know all about these Sopranos.
So, there was this time, right? Me and my friends We're just playing some basketball, you know. And these guys showed up. They were up to no good. Making trouble in my neighborhood. You know, and I got in like one little fight. And they set me off on a distant quest. Like they literally put me in a wagon. It's like sent me with no money.
How did your mom feel about after the fight?
Not great.
No?
Not great.
Did you end the fight?
Oh,
like,
well,
did you win?
no. I'm like 4 foot tall, and they were definitely much taller than me. They sent me to go live with my aunt and uncle. To go live in the city of Balar. And, you know, that's actually how I became the fresh lord of Balar.
Interesting.
Because they both died.
Lord of Bel-
That's and they both died after that, yeah.
and Tweber of the Sopranos.
No, actually,
No, yes, yeah,
Mhm.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep, Trevor of
Yes.
the Sopranos.
Shut up. You're a soprano now, whether you like it or not. Adopt that surname.
The dragon is going to turn back to you.
Bye, guys.
And he is going to say, this instrument is very quaint.
That's all I have. It's my prized possession.
And that is very noble. He is going to set it right here. You have all shown great bravery and great entertainment. Better than the last group. And he's going to gesture to like 20 dead corpses.
That's a lot.
fucking idiots.
Sorry.
I'm over here. Fucking idiot.
Amateurs.
He grabs from his pile of riches and he places 4 things next to the loot. And he says, you will each be allowed to take one thing with you. Mr. Sopranos, Mr. Ballard, and then you, little one. So in line, he has a milky, opalescent hunk of rock, maybe an opal, that's not what it says though. A small, glittering topaz, a bundle of fine silken clothes, your loot, and then a pouch of 20 gold pieces. Mr. Soprano.
I'm taking the straight cash.
20 gold pieces to you.
Put it in your pockets.
Yep. It's right there. Along with the gun show,
You
baby.
can take the clothes.
May I hear the list of the items? Besides the loot.
The milky, opalescent hunk of rock, a small, glittering topaz, a bundle of fine silken clothing, and the loot.
I will take the silken clothing.
And you get the achievement cosplay for finding fine clothes.
I'm not gonna lie, I really thought that Trouble was just gonna immediately take the loot. That's why I looked at you, I was like, don't do it! Because I could see him being like, cool, loot!
I was thinking about
Well, I was thinking right now that if you don't take the loot, does the dragon think you're lying? That's about to be the most.
That's what I was like, but I'm like, I don't want him to be like, oh, you took the thing you just gifted
Yeah, you
me?
just like-
That's why I'm like,
Also, Kroe, I will be giving you the achievement Charismatic for charming a dungeon creature.
Yeah.
Sorry.
alright, if
So you have an opal, a topaz, or your loot.
Maybe you could roleplay it?
can we roleplay taking my loot back?
I was gonna say roleplay not taking the loot back.
But then I take money.
Well, I'm just trying to say that, you know, maybe if you make a grand show of saying, like, I don't want to take this thing from you, I just gave it to you.
I know, that's what I feel like it's kind of rude to take it. I just gave it to you.
I don't know. Pick one.
I will take the opal. I will leave the loot because I did gift it to the dragon. and I will take the opal so that I may get a new instrument, because my charisma is only 1, so I was not very good at the lute, even if it was my prize
Are you
possession.
saying this out loud to the dragon?
Yeah.
Are you justifying your purchase?
Oh, I'm a 14-year-old boy. I am over-explaining this. I'm standing in front of the items going, well, if I gave that to you, though, I don't, but I could buy a new loot with that one, and
We're gonna die,
just-
brother.
and that's lighter.
He just smacks you and he's like, pick something!
Alright, I'm gonna take the opal. I've explained to the dragon.
Clever.
I've said I gifted you
I
this
called you
loot. I
clever.
can't take it back. It's
No,
yours.
You put it hard at the beginning. It's the
Clever.
Clever.
They're over there having that conversation. You're like, oh my god, get out of my
The dragon takes your loot and the topaz that you didn't choose, and he says, very well. Throws them back into his pile of rich.
You hear
Crushes
like
it.
I will now politely request you to leave so that I may return to my slumber.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
We can go. Yep, we're leaving. Yep.
You turn back into the room of rooms.
Yep. Now, the room of rooms. Is that what we're calling
Well,
it?
the room of doors.
The 4
Room of
doors.
Give me 1 second.
We should be dead.
We should be dead.
We should
You
be dead.
enter back into the room of doors, and you hear a locking noise behind that door. As
Because
that
we
dragon-
can't go back. In the
Yeah,
door.
that dragon. You can't go back in. He's like,
What the?
Hey, Barty, what's going on?
yeah, I love how casual you got. with him.
You and him, we become like this. You
Oh,
bust
yeah.
butts.
Alright, so we have options of the door
So
we're continuing.
you now
on.
have the blackened wooden door on your left, the ornate golden door on your left, further back, a tall plain door to your right, or the staircase downward at the end of the hall.
Oh, I don't remember the staircase.
No, that was just continuing past it first, basically. He said that before.
Choices? No, thank you.
I
So,
feel like
like-
the gold door is gonna take us back upstairs. The burn door, hell no. I'd say either plain door or staircase. Or
I feel like Dragon Room was the best possible room.
That's probably the
Right.
best
that was best case scenario.
best
the
case
rest of
scenario
these are
of
shit
not
rooms.
dying from the dragon and be able to talk our way out of it. What would you want to just bypass?
Yeah, I think
We should go.
Yeah,
we
We're
should
gonna go down the stairs.
we got money, we got some clothes, we got a rock.
Okay, I have silken clothes.
Yeah, I would make sure they put their stuff.
So you've opted to go down the stairs.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's what Twebba said.
that's what the well would do.
You have now entered the rough-hewn stairway. The stairway downward is no longer nearly built stones, but rough and jagged, as if hewn from the rock. I don't know if I'm saying that word right. You step carefully. You step carefully, descending for what seems like a long time. Once or twice you find networks of rooms, which, upon searching, you find completely empty, as if already plundered. All are covered by a thick coating of dust, their only contents now broken shackles bolted to the walls, and long-rotted chairs. Finding nothing of interest, and certainly no treasures, you go on down the central passage, eventually reaching a point where 2 rough corridors branch off left and right. You think you can make out the sound of muffled sobs. Ahead, the main passage continues down. Would you like to take the left corridor, investigating a chiming noise? Take the right corridor to investigate the sobbing? Or would you like to continue downward?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say it right now. Absolutely not to the side.
Yeah, no,
like so much no.
But what if it's a child?
A child in a dungeon. How far down are we? No. That is the witch. It's gonna murder us. That is the possessed spirit that will rip our throats out.
You know what, Twelbo? You can go that way if you want.
Remember I told you what happened to our good friend Trevor?
You know, there was a guy before you.
Now, the chiming sound I wouldn't be opposed to. That sounds like a clock, and Lord Farquaad of Bel Air is a fan of clocks.
Oh my god.
Weird lore, but sick.
Alright.
No. That's real lore.
I like clocks.
Tyler really likes clocks.
Ew. You
It's
guys,
an aesthetic. I don't
you
know.
guys can work that out on your own.
Yeah,
time.
so do we want to go down the hallway? See?
I'll let you guys decide. Lord Farquaad of Bel Air likes to
Well,
go check
let's
out
put
the
it
shop.
this way. He starts going towards the chiming and he's the one with the torch. So you and I are like, well, I guess we're going with the guy who has the torch.
Is it even dark?
Yeah, dude, you're like 2 to 3 levels subterranean.
Oh.
No, there's a window.
Maybe it's got skylights, I don't know. We haven't turned a lot, so it's not like there's rooms above us.
Alright, we're checking out the shine. What's going on in there?
So, chiming. Right?
Are we dying yet?
I don't know. I
At
also,
this point,
Have you
we're
ever been to the
trying.
shining?
Yeah.
no, I've never gone down this hallway. I keep dying in the doorways.
Okay, well, we made the right choice.
We
by
made the right
not
choice
going
then
in
to
those
not
doors.
through the door.
Yeah.
So the dragon was actually the best answer. Oh,
We did? Okay.
Okay. Bones and rags.
Oh.
You stoop as you follow the passageway round, which seems to grow smaller and tighter as you go. After a minute or two, you reach the source of the noise. A little set of wind chimes hanging from a stalactite on the roof of the passage. No. Just some stupid-looking wind chimes. Drawing near, you see they are tied haphazardly together with twine, and seem to be made of teeth and bone. Ahead of you, there's a small opening in the end of the passage, with filthy rags hung up to act as a makeshift door,
No.
and a flickering light from within. There's a faint sound as of a creature of guttural snuffling that makes your stomach turn. You get down on your hands and knees to crawl closer to the entrance, wearily calling, "Who's there?" as you lift the rags within.
No, I would not.
would never.
Book says
That is a bold assertion.
Bubba
inside,
is definitely doing it.
inside, surrounded by more bones and rags, and sheets of browning parchment, is a little creature with the face of a bat, illuminated by a single stub of foul-smelling
It's a
candle.
goblin?
And no, I think it's just a bat.
No, it's a creature with the face of a bat and the body of a bat and the wings of a bat.
Yeah.
Not a bat.
It's not a bat.
By a smelling candle and frozen mid-bite of what looks like a mouse. They make a little screeching noise and scramble away from you. Do you talk to the creature, fight the creature, or return to the intersection of passageways?
It ran from us, so this is definitely not a full predator, but it might have more dangerous things with it. But
I
I'd be-
talked to
Yeah,
it.
it's not. Well, I was thinking talking.
I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute.
And I'm over here like, we're about the same height.
Hey,
Come talk to
Bubba.
me as equals, good sir.
The bat.
You realize the creature is squeaking in
Creature?
fear. Yeah, the creature
The queen.
is squeaking in fear, and you try to calm them, telling them you mean no harm. After a while, they manage to slow their breathing and say in a reedy little voice, "What are you guys doing all the way down here? It's all monsters and magic and terrible things. I thought for certain you were trying to eat me like everything else." You reassure the creature you're not going to eat them. Crawling forward to sit in their little cave, you tell them you seek the treasures in the dungeon and a little of how your circumstances led you here. The creature listens, hanging on every word before hurriedly starting to give you advice. "There's a corridor opposite here you mustn't go down. There's a terrible thing that tricks adventurers to have that you best leave well alone. It pretends to cry. And there's a smooth little black rock somewhere in this place you must not carry with you." None of you have the smooth black stone, so you're fine.
Oh, I was like, what did
There-
you take earlier?
It says to immediately change pages if someone's carrying the smooth black stone.
No, I took the straight cash earlier.
Wait, was the black stone one of the things that we were
Nope,
offering?
you
Okay.
you had a smooth white stone that's not an opal, it's just an opal-like hunk of rot.
Okay.
Okay.
You realize this creature is still talking. "And don't take a torch down the path of thorns. And if you go down all the steps, you'll reach a great deep pool. There are shinies at the bottom, but folk with teeth who live there. And there's an opening that leads you out into the daylight, and it's safest, if you want to be safe that is, to go down the river and get there and go straight out of the tunnel. If you crawl down this passage, I can show you. If you have warm cloaks in your pocket, you can offer that. You can ask the creature how they ended up here. You can ask immediately for the way to the river, or you can thank the creature, but continue down the main passage."
Okay, so there's a couple different options here. Let's brainstorm the short
You
way.
don't have warm cloaks, so it is.
Yeah.
It is
Alright.
ask the creature about itself, ask your way to the river, or say thanks and dip back to that.
Alright, so
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I don't think it's going to hurt us to ask how the creature got here. I feel like it's just going to give us
More
like
info.
and then go back to the other two options.
Yeah, I like asking about him and then
Maybe going to the river.
asking about the river passage to get us out.
I don't know how
of
you feel about that. You know, feel free to give Tweva's
Twebba?
Tweber.
We're going to the river with the shiny things at the bottom, but
You
we're
can
not.
go. You can go swimming, but the rest of us ain't going
We're
swimming.
staying.
So who is asking them how they ended up here?
I will. I feel like my character.
Charisma.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right.
Trevor is asking.
Trevor
You
is-
would though. You would just.
Tell me more.
Good, because it says if your charisma is 1 or low, you make them sad by asking them why they live in such an ugly cave.
But that's not how I wanted to word.
But Tweber is asking, and he has a charisma higher than 2.
You
Sure
did
does.
that. Good save.
Yep.
So we'll talk about the story of hard
Just
times.
nice guy with all the high stats ask all the questions.
It's safe.
Twelve was
You,
leading the way.
you carefully
Just do
ask the
everything.
creature why they've chosen to make their home here, given that this place is full of monsters that they're afraid of, telling them you think that they're very brave for doing so. At this, their ears perk up, and he begins to tell you of a little house they grew up in, and their family. Falling on hard times, their mother and eldest siblings had ventured down into the dungeons in the hope of finding treasure they could trade for food and last them the long winter. The family quickly found themselves overwhelmed and, on encountering a huge beast, fled back up to the entrance, not noticing their smallest member had fallen behind in the commotion. The little creature eventually snuck around the beast while it slept, only to find something deeper in the dungeon. Here, they made the best home they could, surviving on fish from the river, moss from the walls, and rats. That was a couple months ago, actually, they finished, trailing off, seeming dejected. You tell the creature how brave and resourceful you think they are, and ask them why, if they know the way out, do they not leave the dungeon? If I return home empty-handed, my family still shan't last the winter, and it all will be for nothing. I'm their last hope. We don't need much, and I've been trying my very hardest, but I'm just not afraid. I'm so afraid of all the traps and monsters and things, and I haven't been able to get any treasures at all. I'm beginning to worry I never will.
It'll be okay, little boy.
It's okay, little boy. Don't worry. You'll be
If you have
alright.
5 gold pieces in your pocket, you can offer it to him. You can ask him the way to the river, or you can thank him and go back to the passage.
We can't
Offer
give
this
him
gosh
like our
darn
own-
child 5 of your 20 gold pieces.
It's harder. A little slower.
We're sitting there like elbowing you.
Do it.
Fine, I'll give him the 5 gold.
So, you offer him 5 gold.
We're gonna fucking leave us here.
I'm waiting to get betrayed.
A little
in 3
encouragement.
seconds.
You remove 5 gold pieces from your pockets and give it to the creature, telling them that they can take it back to their family and that you are sure they will make it out of the cave safely, having avoided the monsters for so long. The creature seems inspired by your words and overwhelmed by the gold, which they seem to consider an impossibly large amount, meaning a lot more to them than it did to you. Tweber. Tearful with happiness, they shake your hand over and over and begin to pick up the little scraps of parchment. Finally, they concentrate hard on one of the runes and it lifts from the page, floating towards you and into your chest. You feel suddenly reinvigorated. Trevor, restore your health points to its original starting value.
You never lost any
That's
health,
a waste
mother.
of money.
Can I get the health, please?
Tweber, I'll leave this up to Tweber. Tweber, do you want to waft that towards one of your companions?
This one, not me actually. I have more health than this one.
Sure.
You're gonna swat that rune away like it's a bug.
Can I just like donk?
Yeah, it is gonna smack Ed Sheeran square in the
No,
forehead.
Edrin
Edrin Sharon.
Edrin
who
Sharon.
is at what was at
6 health.
6.
Now I'm back up to 10.
wait, was that how much that? I thought it only healed. How much did it get?
Back up to your starting
Oh,
health.
okay, never mind. Yeah.
Lunch business.
I voluntarily gave you the healing.
Did you? Because I feel like my real best friend gave it to me.
I just shoot it away. I was like, ugh. Get your hand off right there. Make it dirty.
Apparently,
I picked the wrong
Edrin
page.
Sharon is.
Should I not be healed?
No, you should.
Okay.
I flipped to the right. He's taking you to the river.
Okay.
The way to the river. Crawling on your hands and knees, you follow the creature past their little abode down a steep passageway in the rock. After a long and uncomfortable crawl, you begin to hear the sounds of rushing water and emerge into an almost completely dark room. You think it's a shore of a swift river. I can't read. The creature looks terrified, insisting it can go no further as it is afraid of the monsters beyond, but points you at the faint glow in the distance and retreats back into the tunnel. You wade through the water through an opening and find yourself in a large cavern. Far, far above you, an opening ringed with greenery lets in a shaft of daylight that casts a dim light over a wide cavern. Dust swirls in the air, and though an underground river rushes somewhere off to your left, the cave itself is cold and still. As you step forward, a small rock bounces off the toe of your boot and flops downward into what you see is a dark pool of water that takes up most of the cave. Peering downward, you think you see something glistening deep, deep below and a tunnel leading away beneath the water. The water is very clear and it's hard to tell how far down the pool goes, but you think diving for long enough to explore would take some strength. At the far end, you see a small tunnel and hear a faint sound of wind blowing through. If you are carrying a torch, you can toss it out over the water and try to get a quick, clearer glimpse of what lies under the surface. Or you can skirt around the pool and make your way down the tunnel.
I do have a torch.
We're not. So wait, they said don't take a torch down the hallway of
With
thorns, though.
So we don't know. So the point is the torch really hasn't done anything up to this point, but we get an option to use it as like a consumable item.
Yeah.
So I feel like we'll throw it. I'm sure because the goblin bat face thing said that there's things with sharp teeth in the water.
In the water, yeah.
So I'm
We don't
assuming
wanna
we're
go
gonna
in the
see
water.
the monsters. So
Yeah.
I mean, do we still want to see the monsters though? I think it'd be interesting to at least see the monsters.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll see the monsters. Throw the torch.
I'm concerned with why he couldn't return to his family until he had the money, but then he's not leaving with us.
Well, I think.
He's scared of the creatures in the water.
Okay, well then he should just come with us.
Well, what I'm thinking is that this is written to the point that we didn't actually get the information from him, as he just took us there and left.
No, you wouldn't know.
He already said
He
this.
literally said, "I'm scared of these creatures." So either way, you know there are creatures in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that you gave him the. He technically knows how to get out, but he's going back the way you guys came.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Interesting.
I didn't write the book. So before we talk about the lake, I did find another achievement that goes to Kroe, which is Monster Friend, help a dungeon creature. You did, despite your best efforts, give that little bat child money.
Achieving the shit out of this game.
4, 8, 12. There's like 22 more. No, I didn't count that. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. There's 18 of 24 left.
That makes sense. So you could just count the ones we had. Okay.
Nope. I have a stack right here. An arc of light. Thinking you'll have little use for it in the water, you throw the strange torch in a high arc across the pool. It barely flickers as it flies through the air, the flames seeming to dance while giving out a steady, unwavering light. At first you see very little but the cave roof, then the torch plunges into the water and remains illuminated, the flame growing to grow green and pale, still burning as it sinks down into the water. Weird-ass magic torch. You clearly see a dark box, half hidden under the silt deep at the bottom, and a tunnel extending away beneath the water to another cavern. At the bottom of the pool, are you okay?
Sorry, my water bottle was stuck on my chair.
At the bottom of the pool, you see cave fish skeletons, not rotted away from age, but eaten and torn into recently by sharp teeth, discarded with bits of the white bloated flesh still attached. You back against the wall of the cave a little and see movement, a gaunt, finned creature and a little larger than a person swimming down with the torch. They move their head from side to side, squinting at the bright light, then cautiously grab the handle, taking the torch with them back into the tunnel until the light disappears. In the torchlight, you saw their pale eyes swivel, their spines on their hands, and points on their feet, and wonder whether more creatures occupy a deeper cavern. Would you like to dive in and explore the pool? Or skirt around the pool and make your way down the tunnel?
I think that one's pretty clear.
Lord
Yeah.
Farquaad doesn't know how to swim.
We will be skirting.
Where's the other character stats?
Stooping and crawling through the tunnel, you follow the trickle of water that runs through it. The air begins to feel warmer and fresher in your lungs, and after a short while, you emerge into a bright daylight on what you recognize as a rocky beach some miles from the archway you first came in. Whether you were weighed down with treasures of horribly empty-handed, hardy in hail, or bruised or bloody, stumbling out with less limbs and no inclination to go venturing again, you have emerged from the dungeon alive. Unsure of whether you spent hours or days below the surface, you stumble exhausted to a nearby town and find food and shelter to rest for a few days, before continuing on to the city to survey what you have brought back with you and whether you have found what you were looking for.
That hinted that we could have lost limbs at some point, and that scared
Oh,
me.
I'll read through a handful of these ungotten achievements. None of you have a jeweled crown or a silver candlestick. If you have a small glittering topaz, which none of you have, a milky opalescent hunk of rock can be sold for 25 gold pieces.
What can I sell my 15 gold pieces for?
I have silken clothing. I don't know what that does, but
That just makes you look pretty good.
damn.
If you have 5 to 49 gold pieces, though you may be able to buy yourself fine meals and good lodging for a number of months, the treasures from the dungeon gradually run out, and you find yourself wondering whether your time in the dungeon was worth the trouble. If you have less than 5 gold pieces, you're happy to have escaped the dungeon with your life, but emerge barely any richer than you went in. The amount of damage to your boots and clothes and costs of the supplies you entered with almost balance out with the treasures you came in with. And that is it.
I have rope.
Wow. We lived.
Kroe and Jordan both get the Not a Scratch achievement for making it out with full HP.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah, some of the other achievements you could have gotten were Fish in a Barrel, taking money from a skeleton, Monster Boyfriend, kissing a dungeon creature.
What?
That was an option?
Kroe was trying to go for Hoarder to collect 150 plus gold.
Okay. Okay.
I was almost there.
Oh, you also get this achievement for Survived the Dungeon, called I'm a Survivor.
Woo.
I'm a survivor.
You could have freed a dungeon creature. I don't count what you did with the Bat Boy freeing him. You could have explored a labyrinth. You could have received a stat increase. You could have made it out with 1 HP. You could have explored underwater.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Absolutely
No.
not.
We're not gonna die.
You could have gone down the river. You could have avoided a trap. You could have lost a digit or limb. You could have made a monster drink wine. You could have slayed a creature. You could have been
That's my
trapped.
bad.
You could have been trapped in the dungeon forever. You could have found a unique treasure that affected your character's ending.
Wasn't technically Trevor's
Trevor.
trapped in the dungeon
Teba
forever?
is trapped in the dungeon forever.
I know. I think he dies.
I
Oh,
think
so
he,
there-
but,
there's
they,
a-
but they said that the pale creatures were like they're still eating.
There is a very specific 2 rooms where
Okay.
you could be put like in a prison cell.
Okay.
Oh.
There is
That was
also an
like-
achievement for dined with the Lord.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one specifically for that.
Okay,
one.
yeah, that makes
okay.
sense.
And then there's one that says returning a necklace to the rightful owners. You saw no necklaces.
True.
I should have taken more stuff.
There's a lot of different rooms and endings in this book. We again did not scratch the surface.
Wow.
With a dexterity of 1 and a charisma of 1, I am okay with not going into any of those other rooms. The moment I rolled that first one, I knew it was over.
We definitely played very safe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what happens when you have like a group mentality on a situation. You're kind of like, well, that's the least dangerous
Yeah.
situation.
I don't want to say something dumb and get other people killed. I'll say
That's-
stuff dumb and get myself
when
killed
you
all
start
day.
talking to the dragon, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Not gonna lie.
that we're screwed.
Yeah. Again, I read through this a few times. I was trying to make a map so that we could have like a play area, and I couldn't. There was just consistently the map didn't make sense. The route you guys took, 90% I had never seen or heard before.
Really?
I had never been to the vault. I'd never seen the bat creature. I got to the lake through a river.
They mentioned the
They
back.
mentioned
the
you
river.
mentioned the river.
I had seen the labyrinth. Like, there's a few different like living creatures in here that you guys did not even see.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Maybe next time, because Tweba did run out of money and he might need to go back. But for right now, we're good.
Good. Well,
Edrin Sharon is gonna go write a tale about the Sopranos.
Yeah.
And maybe live at the tavern and make some money off it.
Should sell it to like the
HBO.
whole box office or something.
Bart Farquaad was killed by a dragon as soon as he got back home.
Oof.
He was eaten by a dragon.
I said
Rough
killed.
bananas.
When the dragon fucked the donkey, naturally. And yeah, it went downhill from there.
Good work. That was Wild Card Week, and we played Into the Dungeon. Again, there are so many more rooms and endings to experience. This book is available on Amazon, and I believe still at Barnes & Noble. I will double check that, but if it is, I will link it in the description below. We will see you guys next month. I don't know how many weeks are in this month, so we might have a bye week. If not, we'll see you at the beginning of next month. Later, gang.
Peace.
Twabba!
Bye.